Do you remember the time when Toei was just looked down upon and it was just awful and garbage?
Yeah.
Man, thank goodness we're no longer in that era anymore.
Hey guys, welcome back to Bizarre Anime Vibes. I'm your host Jofu, and I'm here with
Drip Knight.
And in today's episode, we're talking about Toei and the roller coaster of animation they've been on since the start, the middle, the current, and all that. Because if one studio has definitely had its ups and its lows, it's Toei.
I mean, with Toei being one of the biggest animation, like the biggest Toei animation company you think of that has the big names, you're bound to have some bad animation.
Dragon Ball, One Piece, don't they have Sailor Moon, Digimon? Like, they have a lot of the most popular.
Their catalog is long.
So, yeah, they've definitely had their ups and definitely had their lows. But before we get into that, we wanted to say thank you for the last episode. And don't forget to colossal smash that like button and stay up to date with all our latest stuff. And again, it's just, subscribe, comment, like, whatever your thoughts are. We really appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving us. All right, with that out of the way, let's jump into it.
I think the first thing I want to try to think of...
The start. What was the first time you saw a Toei property?
Oh, when was the first time I saw Toei?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It was Dragon Ball.
Unless Yu-Gi-Oh counts as Toei, then...
Does it? Let's check it. Pull up the catalog. They did Sonic? No.
There's no way.
They did Sonic.
If they did Sonic X, I'm about to be so upset. Okay.
Miraculous Ladybug is insane.
Hold on, just make sure the audience can't see what we're seeing. Okay, good.
They can?
They can.
They did One Piece Dress.
They did do Yu-Gi-Oh! Cool. That's actually...
What's that to the right?
All the way over here? Really? Knights of the Zodiac? They did the 3D animated? Interesting.
So yeah, my first time was definitely like an episode of Dragon Ball, probably. Just pulled up on Adult Swim one night. So yeah, we're learning a lot about Toei today.
Oh yeah, this has to show. Did they move? Oh my.
I believe this.
This is...
my favorite property that they've done is definitely One Piece. Currently, I should add. But yeah, I'm just in shock because I'm not really... I knew they had a huge catalog, but some of these I didn't know about.
They are they did Fist of a North Star?
It'll shock me.
And they did, of course, they did
the one episode with Goku, Luffy, and Toriko all teaming up.
You're right. The special episode.
You ready for the Mappa special where Yuji, Denji, and Eren all team up?
Or they just all sit down and just talk. I would love to hear them talk.
Hey guys, so I don't think we should genocide the entire world, said Yuji. Eren, no, everyone must suffer for their sins. Denji, hey, as long as there's boobs and women, I don't know, it's all good on my part.
I'm a happy camper. Denji is easily persuaded to join either side.
Yeah, there's a whole lot about Denji's character we can go about. But yeah, my first was probably an episode of Dragon Ball, but I don't remember it. But my first real one, I would say, is One Piece. And I mean, it's my favorite anime, so clearly they did something right.
His catalog
Are you gonna keep searching?
Yeah, okay, I'll stop now. Because dang, if I keep... Look where we are. We are right here, and there's still so many. It's kind of ironic that Dragon Ball is the first one you've seen, but you grew more attached to One Piece.
I mean, it was probably... I was too young to understand what was going on at the time, because, I didn't know what anime was. I just saw full black-haired, orange suit dude shooting beams from his hands,
Shooting beams. Was he, the kid?
I don't remember the episode.
You don't remember?
I'm just saying it was Dragon Ball.
So he was orange, so it means it was Dragon Ball Z then.
I'm not being literal. I'm just saying that it's this Dragon Ball. I don't remember what I saw or who was in the episode. I just know I wouldn't have understood what was going on because...
Yeah, makes sense.
I didn't know what anime was. So I was just ready to watch my next episode, Codename Kid Next Door and Camp Lazlo, and then all of a sudden I hear...
Toonami. Imagine I mean, okay, I know it transferred to a dog swim. A dog swim?
Adult Swim is insane.
I know it did transfer there once the Majin Buu saga because they added one curse word, and it was the biggest thing they had to do to make it go there. So my first, based off memory, based off the whole list of scene, Yu-Gi-Oh would be my first because I know because cartoon wise, there of course cartoons, but with anime with Toei, Yu-Gi-Oh would technically count as my first, not even technically, yeah, it is my first anime I've ever seen. And
So
I guess it started anime. It didn't get me into anime when I was young.
yeah, it was for kids probably dubbed. So
I mean, still the most famous dub.
yeah, but I'll say like my first anime ever was Pokemon. The second one was Fairy Tail, and the third one was One Piece. And so Toei was one of the first introductions to anime for me.
Fairy Tail wasn't anime with Toei, was it?
No, it's not Toei at all.
It's not.
No, but I'm saying like it was like one. My point is, One Piece was my third ever anime. So Toei was one of the first few animation studios I ever got to see. And for what it's worth, like I said, it is my favorite anime. So clearly they did something right at least at the start, to want me to keep watching every episode. So
Kind of ironic that the third one is the one that still around.
yeah,
Like, it's where has it gone?
I mean, Fairy Tail 100-Year War is about to happen. Or 100 Quest.
What, in the
Pokemon is
manga?
still going. It's not obviously with Ash anymore. It just ended, but still going with Horizons. So technically, my first three are still they're still kicking.
They're kicking down the dirt while One Piece is just in the heavens.
Pokemon has more episodes.
Not okay, but One Piece is better episodes.
I can even do that. There's all of the Gen 5 and Black and White, all of Journeys, besides like the last like 5 episodes.
5 episodes specific.
Like just five. Okay, like 10 episodes in total.
The OG is unforgettable.
No, not the Kanto. It is still OG Johto, but like
XYZ is like the peak of animation.
Diamond and Pearl and XY. Oh, animation wise, no, Alola.
I guess I haven't really seen
The mixture of art style and animation, yes, is XY. But in terms of animation, Alola peaked. Besides that one episode of Journeys. Journeys has one episode, Alola has multiple, XY has great animation and art style. The art style for Alola was very...
I guess the action for XY, that's why I love.
Yeah, that's fair. The action was great.
The action,
yeah. But animation, Sun and Moon clears. It's so good.
It's consistent?
It's consistently good. It's just the art style. But because of how weird the art style was, they were able... Excuse me. But with how weird the art style was, they were able to better let the animation flow, and it fit better.
So if it... Oh, like the like it didn't look like one looked so great while the other one...
Yeah, because of how flowy and fluid the art style was, the animation was able... They were able to do more with the animation than they've ever done, which made it look even better.
I guess they didn't really have to focus on details, because I feel like that and...
The art style, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the art style was bad, but I'm saying the art style specifically was unique.
So we cut down on details so we could make up for in animation.
It's kind of like Mob Psycho when the animation was going crazy. They don't, or like just in general, when the animation goes crazy in a lot of like, for One Piece, like speaking of Toei, One Piece, Mob Psycho, not Toei, but like in general, you're able to see a lot, like if you pause a frame, it's going to look really blurry and stuff. But because Alola already had that art style in a sense, it was able to make the animation even 10 times better. It helped.
It's not like a Toei thing where when you're watching like
it's
a big
completely different scenes, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'll show you one scene made by with Luffy when he arrived to punch Kaido with Yamato versus Luffy in episode 10-15. Granted, it's the same as when Yamato has the dream sequence, but...
Okay, but like if we look at when Luffy said, like in 10-15, I believe, and he just said, I'm with King of the Pirates at the end.
Versus literally earlier in that episode, yeah, two different animation teams. Yamato's flashback.
Or just Rosa and Wano.
That's not real. That didn't happen. But
one of us has to relive that still. Yeah, relive, but I have to live.
Someone's about to reread it, so anyway, yeah. So One Piece, in general, since you mentioned it, let's talk about One Piece. What the fuck? So we started off in East Blue. I would say this. I stick by it. I believe it's Long Ring Longland. That's peak One Piece in terms of art style. That's peak. OG is so good.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia, but it's so good. It fits so well for the early themes of One Piece. Like how the story is still like building up. Everything's just a...
You said before Long Ring?
Long Ring. So Skypiea is the last one.
Really?
I think that was perfect for that time.
I like the Alabasta one though.
It's the same.
It is?
From the very first two... The way One Piece animation is, the very start to what is it called? Skypiea is one art style. Then we enter those times where it starts from Water 7, which looks great in 2006, 2007, all the way until Whole Cake Island and the Reverie. and it's the same art style.
Huh.
And
Like
so
overblow the highlights, like
that's why
shading
when it first
weird.
started, you're like, oh, this looks good. It's better quality, it's better HD, looks nice. As you continue,
Wait, is that when the quality went from 4:3 to 16:9? Huh.
and the art style changed, and they had a whole new team. And so what happens is you look, and when it starts off, it's not bad. Water 7, I think looks fine. Thriller Park, you know what I mean? Saba Odi, that's when you start to notice is a lot of big, and then Fishman Island, it's okay. And
Fishman,
then
no, don't try to ban Fishman Island, the animation.
animation I thought was fine.
No,
it wasn't good, but it was.
I still remember in my head of just went gear like he went gear third and he would just try to destroy Noah's ship, and all I saw was just fists flying, like PNG just flying.
Again, I didn't say it was good. I just said it was okay. It was fine.
I say a little bit.
Fine, and then you go to Punk Hazard. I'm saying you think it's mid. I'm sorry, sir. Saba Odi and Dressrosa are right there. That's what I'm trying to say in the comparison to everything else. And there's also Zoe and Whole Cake, which had okay moments.
It could have been
overall,
better if they had if
they cared. But
I was saying because they had better pacing.
I mean, pacing, that's a whole other thing. But I'm saying in terms of art style and animation, it's just and then we entered the Wano era, which is peak.
Peak animation, yes. For One Piece, yes.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. It's divided into 3 eras. For me, the original is the most nostalgic and the one I love the most. This new one, I think, has the best moments. And then the middle saga, which is a lot. But yeah, so that's for me. I think Toei started off great. Then went okay. Oh my god, we're sinking. And oh my god, we're in Wano. Thank god. That's my take on that.
You know what? Would that take... Grace, I'm not even in Wano, but I've seen clips of the Wano.
You've watched Wano episodes.
I've watched Wano episodes, and I'm still in Dressrosa, sadly, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand the dip, and the fact that I do remember when they switched from 4:3 to 16:9, how it was kind of seamless to me. At the moment, it seemed a little...
You just notice, it's a little bit of an upgrade. It's like Fairy Tail. Like when they changed the animation studios.
I thought it was a downgrade, to be honest.
But I'm saying you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. With the One Piece animation styles, when it first happens, when you go from that one episode to the next one, you can tell when it switched.
I still remember the outrage, or not outrage, but the crying in tears when everyone saw the new Wano style.
Bro, people were scared. Because they were like, this looks good. But it's Toei, so how are they gonna... Like, people were hesitant. Because Toei's reputation was in the mud. There's literally a video dissing Toei animation that my friend would show me. I don't know if we can find it, but like
if it was from a long time, I doubt we could find it. One Piece has a good story of like how it was like
how Riz?
Okay, how it raised itself from the down, like in the dirt. But Dragon Ball has a better story.
Tell me about it.
Animation wise, we go to OG Dragon Ball.
Okay.
It's standard.
It's fine for the 80s.
It's fine, like absolutely fine.
Honestly, some would even say it was good for the time period it was in. And I'm okay with that. I would agree. I mean, okay. I would agree that OG Dragon Ball, I think
OG Dragon Ball
was. For the time period it was in.
For the time period, yeah. Though during the filler arcs, the animation did dip a lot.
Yeah, but it's filler. You can say that about any anime. The animation studio is going to care less
about filler than they are
the canon events. Like, they're not going to give you an amazing action sequence, or at least most of the time they aren't going to give you one in filler and not in canon. They focus the canon.
I can never think of Toei like giving you filler, like being better than the actual.
Yeah, that's why filler is typically what is it called, like very basic plot lines. Like there's ones where they don't leave like the main state or the main place they say. I'm thinking Fairy Tail's just on my mind recently. I'm thinking of the one filler episode where they all change bodies or whatever, and the whole time it takes place at the guild because it's supposed to be, you know what I mean, low budget animation or like
and just people with them talking.
Yeah, just like, but the point is,
pass the time because they needed something to fill in that week.
Yeah, so it's like we'll just do anime. The worst one I can think of, this isn't Toei again, but like Pokemon with the Masters 8, because of the unfortunate like everyone getting fired or like quitting like right before the Master 8 started, they wanted to do some great stuff, but they had to pull it up. How did they do that? They gave us a lot of recap episodes because they wouldn't have to animate stuff.
Again, I just remember like it is from the 1980s, quite literally the beginning of a new era in animation.
Sure.
Okay, animation and also the fact that Dragon Ball is still held in high regards.
Sure.
But Dragon Ball Z... Dragon Ball
is, but
Z is.
OG.
Okay, OG. Yeah.
How many people just skip
There's
Dragon Ball
so many.
Not me, but...
There's... Okay, you are...
What did you grow up with?
What I grew up with?
What did you start?
Start Z. Z-Kai, specifically.
But Z is my point.
But rest my soul, Z-Kai was awful.
That's a whole nother debate. Is
In
it unless,
animation. In
no,
animation.
it flows. Okay, but don't you want to talk about OGZ?
Yes. We're going to talk about OG. Okay. I want to get this part off the table. I'm looking directly to all, like, Dragon Ball fans in general.
Okay.
Please shut up saying that Dragon Ball Z animation is better than Dragon Ball Super animation. You are all dumb for even thinking that and still keeping your opinion when we had Dragon Ball Super Broly, when we had Dragon Ball Super episode 131, 130, 129. Name one episode of Dragon Ball Z where you even think to closely resemble. In choreograph, maybe Dragon Ball Z might have an edge because Kira Toriyama is godlike in choreograph. But please just shut up about the animation being better. I want to get that hot take, not even hot take, that true take out there already. But of course, with we're going to Dragon Ball Z animation. Dragon Ball Z animation wise, it's looked favorably.
I think it's good. From what I've seen, I haven't watched it, but I've seen clips and I've seen stuff like that.
Okay.
I think it's fine. It looks, especially first time, it was 90s. Honestly, there's some shots that are very impressive in my opinion for the 90s. But overall, it's fine. Toei, good job. Safe. It was safe.
Toei, you didn't mess up when it mattered, but granted, in Dragon Ball Z, you overdid it when it comes to shock faces.
Yeah.
You relied on that.
Special. GT?
No, Z.
I'm saying next.
Oh, for GT?
Yeah. GT's technically all filler, right?
It's all filler, yes.
So, okay.
But
then go to Kai.
What?
I mean, we just discussed filler, so, like, you can't talk about, it was bad.
Because no, it actually had some good parts, though.
Even better, okay? So, Toei...
Okay, because, okay. I guess I can say it. Because there's a certain power Super Saiyan 4 Goku versus a certain Shenron that we all are thinking about that's absolutely stunning. Just the raw fire. If anyone knows, you know. I'm not trying to say it because I don't want to spoil somebody who's
watching. But yeah.
So, but granted, next one will
Kai.
be Kai. Yes. Awful. Dog water. Absolutely the worst thing you've ever seen in my whole entire life. Though, yes, they did have to retrace and reskin some of the from Dragon Ball Z. They oversaturated it. They increased the brightness to like 11th of the degree when they needed to, when they could have just kept the original colors, and I would have been totally fine with it. But instead, they went like, we're going to brighten up so you don't get the same feeling. A good way to show you, actually. So this is a screenshot from. What do you think? It's a screenshot from Kai or Z?
Kai.
Okay. And now let's do a screenshot from. Which one is from?
Is that also Kai?
That's Z.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's from Kai. My bad, I'm dumb. Yeah, because it's also brightened up. This would be from Z.
Okay.
You can see the difference of how they absolutely just brighten up for no reason.
They change the shading.
They change, yeah. That's the main. Well, no, not the shading.
I mean, if you look at it,
they changed the saturation.
They also changed shading.
Yeah, this one's like a little bit.
Look at his pants.
Oh.
Look at his like shirt. Like look at his hair even. It's not as big as the saturation, but they definitely changed the shading.
And this is from Dragon Ball Super. Where this Dragon Ball Super just.
We'll get there when we get there, but
yeah.
I'll say this off of what I've seen. I don't hate it. I know I haven't watched it in context, but like brightening it up, isn't that what like you're supposed to make it more like? I don't know.
But there's a degree to it. This is Kai,
and that looks nice.
I mean, granted,
I'm saying if you think the OG is better, then that's 100% fine. But I don't see an issue with Kai specifically. Like, if they brighten it up and all that, it makes sense. When did Kai come out? 2000s, right? So.
Good point. Okay, for its time, I'm personally always going to be biased to the Z when it comes to animation-wise and the brightness and all that. But I guess animation-wise hasn't changed anything from Z to Kai. Because the animation is still, like, their arms still move.
Also, I mean...
I guess this would be a good example of it.
I think they both look fine.
I guess to get the job done.
Saturation is definitely off with like.
Yeah, Kai didn't. Oh god. No, Z had no saturation at all.
Yeah.
While Kai just, I feel as if they did overdo it.
They did overdo it, but it's. I will say this: at least they gave us banger openings. Moving on to Super.
Yes. Super awful. In the beginning,
Okay. I was about to say, because there's a certain episode where I know they went off.
That's 130, I believe. No, it's 129, 130, and
129.
And also episode one, the one that broke Crunchyroll.
Yeah, 130.
No, that's 124. But for Super, it had some of the rockiest. Like you talk about low points for One Piece. Dragon Ball Super had lower points than you. You will understand when you get to Dragon Ball Super Episode 5. Okay, these are in betweens. You have to type in low quality GIF, and then show me the full thing then. So it shows me the whole thing. That looks alright.
That's actual animation frames. That's the moving.
Oh.
That's not him yeah, no.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's great.
Okay, that's your, yeah.
You just
Where
huh? Who's up? No, oh god.
Oh my god, he's going crazy with all the strings he's controlling with his fingers and cutting. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, the filler?
Oh, I guess a rabbit hole?
The filler?
How is this looking?
It's better than some of the other frames. Look up. Okay, so we have Chad Goku. That looks fine. In the compared to what I just showed you?
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay, it's showing me screenshots. Hold on, let me.
Yeah. So far, this isn't it's not good, but it's not the worst. God, it's the One Piece effect.
Okay, they're moving really fast. I'll give you that.
I don't get the context.
You don't. You just gotta know the quality.
No, I mean the context of their power.
You don't need context for the power.
Okay.
And you're calling this?
I don't know. This looks fine to me.
Better than the One Piece? I think
This looks on the same level as Dressrosa at its worst. I mean, even
this looks better in comparison.
This is Whole Cake Island.
Oh. They're running slow, I'll admit.
I mean,
and
the way
PNG
they
just sliding in.
Yeah. And his feet. Look at that animation.
Okay, but look at
Nami. Instead of animating a whole new frame, they just put the little head bubble.
Oh, this looks great, doesn't it?
That's as good as Demon Slayer. with the screaming. That's a Demon Slayer classic doc. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back next week with another episode. Don't forget to Colossal smash that like button for us. And yeah, thank you again for watching. You guys have a nice one.